Just pressing record. Let's see where we're at. Okay, just a little bit longer. I think Moses slowed down now, so hopefully you've all got a lovely Sunday morning wherever you are. As I say, I really hope I was doing this in person and seeing everybody, but that day will come. It looks like we've slowed down now, so why don't we kick on, because I appreciate time is precious for you all. So welcome to this presentation. I am not going to take up much of your time because I know time is super tight and super precious for you all, especially today. So I'm just going to take up about 20 minutes of your morning to talk to you about something I'm massively excited about, which is the new Best Western brand direction for the foreseeable few years, and this new brand identity and attitude that we've forged in lockdown. And that's been forged by you guys, really. Essentially, it's been forged by you and your actions and how the brand stood up and how we decided to kind of show the world what Best Western really stood for in the last 12 months and show them who we are, why we're different, and give them a little glimpse into the future about how Best Western might be in as we come out of lockdown. So, I mean, lockdown, when it came and all the shutters went up, you know, other brands and other businesses, they took a step back, and they were paralyzed by the pandemic. But Best Western wasn't, and you weren't. We continue to stand up and we continue to step forward, and it makes me just immensely proud to say that I work for Best Western. And I know in years and years to come, when I look back and we all reflect on what we did in lockdown and what we did during the pandemic, I'm just going to look back at that moment with nothing but pride for everything that we tried to achieve. But we have this narrowing gap of opportunity now, and it's diminishing every day, and it plays on my mind all the time, in that where we get to decide who we want to be. Now, we can either shrink back and be an older version of Best Western, and we can let other people decide and define what they think Best Western is, or, as I believe, we should continue to step forward and we should continue to define and decide what Best Western is for us and really claim our own fame because of all the amazing work that we've done. So over the next 20 minutes, what I want to walk you through is how I see us continuing to be visible, continuing to be vocal, continuing to be unapologetically Best Western, because when we do that, we are absolutely gorgeous, and when we do it together so well. So I'll walk you through the brand direction. I'm going to walk you through this new brand attitude that we can all own at your hotel, your staff, and at Centre, and introduce you to this new strap line, which is going to be a springboard into amazingness, I promise, because it's going to unite us all, despite all our differences, and make us more than we've ever been before. So this is a rebrand in the sense of attitude and opportunity and energy and enthusiasm. And so don't worry, this is not about brand standards and logos. So next 20 minutes, a quick zoom into the future of how Best Western is going to look. Strap yourselves in, because here we go. He says, trying to change the slide there. So you don't need to explain this. This is just a kind of a summary of where we are. This is 1 year, 3 lockdowns, everybody staring at the same 4 walls. People want escape. They are craving escape. They want freedom and they don't want boredom. And Best Western has never ever done boredom. So after a year spent trying to escape, craving to escape, why would you ever book a boring hotel ever again? You shouldn't. And we've been surveying our rewards customers, and we know that they don't. We know that they want different, and they're willing to pay more, and they're willing to stay longer. So this new brand direction that we're going in is going to position Best Western as the home of hotels with more of everything you're searching for. And in my mind, and I'd love to make this film, It's a conversation in a garden between two people. One person works for Best Western and somebody doesn't, and they want to understand what Best Western is, and they ask, do Best Western hotels have spas? Yes. Do we have golf courses? Yes. Do we have restaurants? Yes. We have markers, we have escape rooms, we have castles, we have manor houses. And the person who doesn't understand Best Western is getting increasingly frustrated because obviously all the answers are yes, and so he goes to the extreme. I bet you don't have a 17th century manor house with secret tunnels, a ghost, and links to Henry VIII. And the man from Best Western takes a drink and says, of course we have, because we're Best Western. We have everything that you're searching for. Every answer is yes. So we've got 300 hotels. We're always near, but we are far from boring. I love that line. This is the geeky background data stuff. I love this kind of stuff. This is what we're basing this new brand direction, this new approach on. So we have been, and our rewards customers have been brilliant and beautiful and really, really helpful. We've been surveying them since December, asking them tons of questions. This is the travel sentiment tracker. We've been asking them how they feel in lockdown, how they feel about traveling, how they feel about traveling once they've had the vaccine, places they might be thinking about visiting, what they want to do, who they want to spend their time with, how much they want to spend when they come out of lockdown, what they're thinking about doing, and who they're going to do it with. And these 3 consumer need states that you can see at the top, those 3 boxes, are these undeniable trends that have come out of this research. People want to escape, people want to explore, and people want to treat. And these are yours, by the way. This will all be in the brand book, playbook, fun thing that I'll send you. But these are yours to go and take to your hotel and build your own content plans around them. We know that people want to escape, they want to explore, and they want to treat. So we're building our brand content around these 3 key themes. And then underneath that is this amazing piece of research, which you might have seen at the back end of last year from Google. And they analyzed how people had changed their behavior because of the pandemic. And there are 6 trends. And again, they're at the end, they're for you. Use them, exploit them, maximize it for your hotel and your audience. Trend on the left, supporting businesses that do good. That's trend 2. And the one on the right is trend 6, small independent family run businesses. So people have said, coming out of lockdown, coming out of the pandemic, they are more keen to support businesses that do good. Well, over the last 12 months, Best Western has been the only brand in hospitality to stand up to try and help the country through this. Hospitals, helping vulnerable people, helping the homeless, housing key workers, a wave with words, mental health. We've been at the forefront of that. And we are going to continue to maximize that story and tell people the good we've been doing. Take it down to your level as well, your locality. It's about the good you're doing in your communities. Ramp that up, amplify it. And then the next one, small independent family run businesses. People want to support local. They're not as interested now about the convenience of life. They want to be seen to be supporting local businesses because they're part of their community. We are the home of that. We've always been the original Airbnb. I know I've said this before, but we are the home of the locality and businesses and family run. So we are going to increase our exposure to our audiences about those 2 key themes at the bottom as well. And just to drill down so you can see how this might work from a brand perspective when we are talking to our audiences, but equally, take it for yourselves and take it for your own audiences and work it how you will. This is how you might split the atom on that escape trend. The way I see it, you've got city, rural and coastal, and local. This is from a very top brand perspective. So if we're talking about cities and we're talking about escape, there's 3 really quick, easy stories that you might be able to build content around. Cities to yourself, queue-free fun, 24 hours in, etc. Rural and coastal, herd immunity, remote working. You might have seen those pictures already, island life, and then local, obviously doorstep gems, local but global, those famous things that are on your doorstep, and the amazing stuff around the corner. That's how you might split the atom. This will all be in the playbook as well to help you, but this is yours to keep. This is what we're basing the new brand direction on and how we're going to be building our brand content. This is so important, the opportunity that we have right now. And I was speaking to Tim about this last week, and sometimes it keeps me awake at night, and that's probably more a reflection on me than anything else. But as much as I want lockdown to be over, I am also incredibly aware that time is running out to reopening and going back to a familiar pattern of hotels being open and people coming. The pandemic, one of the gifts of the pandemic really is it's put a block on everything. It's stopped us from doing the normal on the day to day. It's, you know, we've had to jump off the hamster wheel or the treadmill and reflect. And it gives us this amazing thing. We have a second chance at a first impression. And I can't emphasize enough how that is driving the thinking behind this, because when those first guests come back into your hotels, they've decided to book with you. They've decided to book with Best Western. And how, you know, what a privilege. How amazing is that they've decided out of everybody that they could pick, they've picked us. And so we have a real opportunity to say to those guests, one, you picked right, and two, don't ever go anywhere else ever again. And I hope we're going to make a fanfare. I hope when these guests come on those first days, those first weeks, those first months, you know, we really show them the Best Western love, and, you know, maybe some theatre about them arriving, clapping balloons, I don't know, leis that you put around people's necks that they can share as well, to say, wow, what, you know, what a welcome from Best Western. The opportunity is there now. What I do not want, and I never want, is to get 6 months out, look back and wish that I'd done something different. I wish that I just, you know, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work, but I really don't want to get to that point where I regret not taking this time and making the most of it. So I'm planning to seize this opportunity. I really, really hope you guys are planning to seize this opportunity too, and come along with me on this brand journey. I don't want us to look back and be regretful about it. I want us to be successful. So the opportunity is there. We do have time. We have a diminishing amount of time, but we have a number of weeks to really seize it, really own it, get it up and running in our minds and at our hotels, as well as at a brand level, so that when we open, boom, we're ready, and people will see this new, exciting, infused, energetic Best Western. So here we are, the ice cream. This is the start of the exciting brand new world. So the brand direction, the brand attitude, the visuals, how we're going to launch this, everything that's going to happen over the next 4 to 6 weeks, and how you can get involved. Drum roll. So the first thing we're going to do, launch one, top left, is the static creative, which is quite a fancy way of describing essentially what the visual is going to be. And it's really important to get that visual as simple as possible. And sometimes in life, the hardest thing to achieve is simplicity. But this, what you're about to see, is a very simple comparison between Best Western and other hotel brands. And it's a creative we're going to use across all our digital media channels. It's for you as well. It's yours as well as it is ours. So it'll be yours to use too. We're going to use it on the website landing page. And we're going to introduce this new brand strapline for the first time. And if you're thinking about this, and I'm talking about rebrand and rebranding energy, and rebranding enthusiasm, it's the same energy and enthusiasm that we brought to Hotels with Personality, and how we brought that to life and how we celebrated it. This is the same thing. So here it is. This is the creative. This is the fun that we're going to be bringing in the next few weeks. So other hotel brands are just plain old, boring vanilla. In fact, they're just bland. They're the same old, same old. Whereas Best Western, we're like a Mr. Whippy van turning up, playing the music, match of the day coming out. We got Fabs, we got Rockets, we got Cornettos, we got Twisters, because Best Western does the same as other hotel brands, but we do it differently. And we do it with extra strawberry sauce and extra sprinkles if we want it. We still do vanilla if you want vanilla, but we have tons of other choice as well, because we are, and that's the strapline, Hotels with More. And that's the springboard off into everything that you are locally, and also we can celebrate nationally as well. Another reimagining. Other hotel brands are just the plain old dry, boring, cookie cutter biscuit. As Best Western is like diving into the Christmas selection box, and you've got your party ring, and you've got Mark Stanley's favourite, the Bourbon, you've got your Jammy Dodger. We've got so much to choose from, and so much to explore if we go back to that trend state, and we have everything for every taste, because Best Western are hotels with more. And then finally, another reimagining of this, the plain old jamless sticky donut that my nana used to give to me. Or would you rather have one of these? We still do donuts, we just do donuts differently. We still do donuts where we have something for every flavor, every occasion, every person, to suit every person and every occasion that they're looking for. We are Best Western, we are hotels with more. So hopefully you can see really clearly how we are going to compare ourselves to other hotels, and how we're going to start those cogs turning about people thinking differently about Best Western. We still do what other hotel brands do, but they're very boring, it's very bland, it's very cookie cutter, very much the same. We are completely different. And actually difference can be our superpower in all this. So the hotels with more rollout, this is launch 2. This is going to go on our website, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram stuff. So hotels with more will explode out of .co.uk, so you will not be able to escape it. We'll start using that strapline a lot. I need your help with this second one. I really want to create a hotels with more 30-second fast-paced film that brings that hotels with more claim to life. Because if we don't claim it, if we don't own it, then we're in danger of allowing people to go hotels with more paint peeling, or hotels with more, I don't know, net curtains or something. We can't allow that to happen. We need to own that line, own the more, and bring it to life in a way that people can really understand. So I'll come to the 30-second film in a minute. Hotels with more, we're going to create 5 8-second stings, which are just a fancy way of saying really short, really fast-paced cutting of the hotels with more strapline, so it brings it to life for people on digital media. We're going to create 4 new static billboards that celebrates hotels with more. Some examples here, so we've got dog-friendly meetings and events and national charity moments. So if we go back to this, so for example, if we're talking about dog or pet friendly, then I don't want to pick on a particular dog, but you know, other hotel brands might be, oh God, if I get this wrong, someone's going to be really annoyed with me. A Labrador, no, a collie, 4 collie dogs. Sorry, collie dog lovers, I love collie dogs too. But it might be 4 collie dogs on that side. And the other side, for Best Western, you might have pugs, and we might have Labradors, and we might have Cocker Spaniels and Cockapoos and Bulldogs, etc., etc., etc. We fill the donut part on the right-hand side with the weird and wonderful world of dogs, and we're Best Western hotels with more because we're pet friendly. If we go down to the meetings and events, we might have on the left-hand side, we might have a plain old boring teacup and saucer, and on the right-hand side, we might have all the amazing stuff that you can do around team building rather than just team meetings. So the stuff you can do at the hotels, which brings people together, which is going to be such a massive market once that all opens up and people can go there and actually get physically back together again. We celebrate that on the Best Western side, hotels with more. And then eventually, this is what I'd love to do, and this is further in the year, is use this to time with big national charity moments. So in my mind, we've got Movember in November. So on the hotel bland's side, that is going to be a bunch of really boring moustaches. And then on this side, we're going to fill that with the weird, wonderful, theatrical, curled moustaches, pack it out, Best Western hotels and more, supporting Movember. So we're going to use this creative, it's really simple, visual creative as a springboard again into being able to do other things and celebrate other parts of Best Western. And the key messages, you know this, you know, you guys, you've been in brand longer than I've probably been alive, most of you who are on here. So this is about unique, fun, far from boring, and small, independent, family-run hotels. You know, this is what we do best. This is who we are, and this is what people need to understand about us. Second part, this is just some graphics to show you how this is going to get rolled out on Facebook, on the left, I can't, work out which way you're looking at it. Left, so that just says 1 year, 3 lockdowns, same boring 4 walls, never book bland again. So we have that creative in one shot, and then on the Instagram, it's a slide, hotel brands slide, Best Western hotels with more. And then the bland. I really want to double down on the bland. I really want to double down on the difference between other hotels and us. And so what you're about to see is a rough cut of an idea that I have around a bland film. So 12 months of lockdown. People have been suffering with a new condition causing them to go bland. A year of looking at the same 4 walls has led to a dramatic increase in bland sufferers. And this is the bland film.
After 12 months of lockdown, people are now suffering from a new condition, causing them to go bland. Symptoms include making boring, bland buying decisions. You need to act now. Break free from your TV, Britain. You waited long enough for the break you deserve. For hotels with more.
I just every time I watch it, I love it. It'd be really nice to see your feedback too. What you'll see in that at the end, if I can just work out how to do this, if I go to here, is the start of a sonic ident, which is something else that we're going to start to roll out. This is a rough cut of what that sonic ident is, and it's the lady going, and then it's the golf swing, and it's the ding. So if I can find that for you, I just want you to listen to that again, because we're going to be putting that out there more.
For the break you deserve. For hotels with more.
So that is the bland film. The next one, this is the one that I really need your help with. Is the new Hoteliers film. So this is the Imagined storyboard. I want to celebrate everything that is about your hotels, your people, what you do. So we've got spas, we've got golf courses, we've got Marco, we've got escape rooms, castles, obviously, thank you. And before that, top left in the white space, what we do is we'll run the comparison between other boring hotel blands, clock sticking, paint drying, cookie cutter, same old, and then boom, this really quick, really fast, like it was in the bland film, finishing with hotels with more, finishing with the sonic ident, finish with book Best Western. Part 5 of the launch is the social media takeover, handing our brand channel over to you guys. We've done this in the past, a few years ago when we were doing it on Facebook, but this lends itself brilliantly to Instagram. So encouraging you to share your stories about your more and how you're different, the independence, individuality, family, community, and fun. Think about those Google trends that are there, how you're helping communities and local businesses, and then think about the escape, explore, retreat, bringing those to life. Just some examples. I mean, this is why I love working for Best Western, because you just never know where the stories are going to come from. Ales in the Dales. I don't know if it's finished. Simon Cotton's probably still there laying the lawn at the moment. But creating the best beer garden in Britain, in the world, in the car park of his hotel. I can't wait to see it. I'm sure it's going to go down the storm. But that is an example of how we are. You wouldn't get that at a Premier Inn, okay? That's the mentality. That's what we're thinking. The geocaching at Sizenby Knoll, brilliant idea. People coming around, geocaching, scrabbling around. I think it's just outside reception. Digging down, find the geocache, and then guess what? They come in, they go to the bar, have a drink, have something to eat, and they go on their way. Let's create a geocache network where people can go and explore and discover more Best Westerns because of the geocache. Let's bring our ideas. I want to hear from you. How can we bring this to life? This is the starting point, but you guys have so many brilliant creative ideas. Bring that too, share it with me, and let's work out how we're going to roll this out. And of course, this is always going to tie into those social media competitions, which go down so well. They're great British giveaways, which every time we post them, they go mad. So we'll continue to tie this into the giveaways around hotels with more. The 6th part of this is the media stunt. So we'll do a media release. We'll conjure up a story from surveying our rewards customers. So this is just a dummy. You know, this is 96% of Brits are planning on booking themselves a treat. We know that. We also know how much they might spend. We know that they're going to be favouring Britain rather than travelling abroad. So there is loads of stuff that we can pull out, create a lovely media release, seed that out. And then also what I'd love to do, and hello, willing Best Western hoteliers, I really want to bring to life that ice cream comparison. So we set up, in my mind, we set up on a coastal Best Western hotel, and we give away boring vanilla ice creams, or we give away Best Western's amazing ice creams. Which ones would you choose? We'll film it. We create a lovely little piece of content, film, hotels and more. Why would you choose boring vanilla ice creams? And you've got a choice of strawberry sauce, sprinkles, and a flake in it. So we'll do that. We'll create this film and we'll create this media release, and we'll get that out. So if anybody out there wants to put their hand up and say, yeah, come and film it at my place, let me know. Your role, so important, as I said, around hotels with personality. I mean, you guys owned it, you loved it, you got it, your staff got it, and I appreciate that this recording is probably going to go to people who've never met me or some of the people at ICH before, but we need everybody to get involved in this. What we learned last year in lockdown, and especially in the TV program where we had the branded hashtag, etc., is that when you guys get involved, it's a game changer. And I know probably people on the call may not be the people who will be getting directly involved. It might be people around you or people you employ, but it's so important to engage them in what we're trying to do, because when you do get involved, Best Western goes further, we reach more people, the reaction is brilliant, and we start to spread and we start to get this momentum behind us. So I need you to show me your more. Have a think about it. It's in the playbook that I'll be sharing tomorrow. There is a section on this. I don't believe any hotel in the country out there doesn't have a story. I'm willing to take that challenge on. If you think you haven't got a story, get in touch. I'm going to dig around and I'm going to find you a story. Every hotel has a story, and we're going to bring that out and we're going to celebrate it. So have a, in this kind of diminishing window that we have a think about what your more is or are, because I know there's going to be a bunch of hotels and loads of stuff that you might want to pull out, and it's going to make great content, but I need you to get involved, get your staff engaged in this, and bring those ideas too. Just to continue with other brand stuff that we're doing. So the hotels with more is the big thing, but we're going to continue doing stuff like this as well. We're not just going to focus on the hotels with more. We're going to continue doing stuff like this. If you've probably seen this on our Facebook and our Instagrams. We don't have any agencies working for us more. This is all done in-house by us in the brand team, and that has pros and cons, obviously. But what it does do is it forces us to be really simple, because we can't be fancy because we don't have the budget. But there's a beauty in the simplicity. So we will continue to do this very visually led, very simple text, and obviously then start to activate the hotels with more around it. I know, so if you look at the bottom, it says stay great, breaking Britain. That was something that we were looking to do, and thank you so much to everybody who agreed to be part of that stay great and sent in some videos. I had some brilliant videos. We were thinking about doing that at a time when there was possibly going to be this conflict between people wanting to escape and go to Spain or France or wherever rather than stay in Britain. I think that's pretty much off the table now with the traffic light system that's coming in. I think the majority of people now are probably going to be starting, we've seen it in the surveys, that they're looking to break in Britain this year anyway. So we don't need to encourage people to stay great, support British businesses as much. So that messaging will turn to the logo and hotels with more. So we'll continue to do this kind of stuff as well to support the brand. And so you'll see this is not about activating any kind of tactical sales, but it means we can be topical because it's very quick, it's very simple for us to do. So we can use these really topical phrases that means that get ready for a new kind of herd immunity, get ready to unmute yourself, free Zoom backgrounds. We'll continue to jump on those trends and those things that we can see that we can make the most of. And then bottom left, as I'm looking at it, I'm not sure where that is as you're looking at, that's the fish and chip film that some of you might have seen. And if you didn't, that it was something that we got ready for the 26th of February when Boris started to announce the roadmap to reopening. And it was a really cute call between children and a grandmother saying they're going to meet up again, and what is it they want to do when they meet up, and they start chanting fish and chips. And it's been seen, I think it's about 25,000 times or something like that, just on Facebook. And we've had a bunch of really, really beautiful messages, some of which you can see there. We'll continue to do that. We'll continue to jump on those brand emotional moments as well as doing this. So it's Hotels with More, but we're backing up with this other brand activity. This is the relating to the Google Trends analysis that I mentioned at the top. So in the middle with the pink lines, those are the 6 Google Trends that they analysed that people were changing their behaviours about. So number 2, support local businesses more. And number 6, intensified focus on brands doing good. So the examples on the outside of those of how we're starting to exploit that and maximize that. And again, this is for you, take it away, use it, do it yourself in your own communications with your own databases. The email on the left-hand side with Rob's picture on it, we sent that out as we approached the anniversary of lockdown starting. And what we wanted to do was just to explain to people what Best Western's been up to in the last year. So we had a bunch, you can't see it, but there were a bunch of bullet points underneath that talking about us being the first hotel brand to offer to help the NHS. We did that in March, by the way. Helping the homeless, helping the vulnerable, Wave with Words, taking people in hotels to hospitals, serenading them with amazing opera singers. And what you find actually as marketeers, you'll know this, and hoteliers as well, so what you find is that people don't tend to praise, they tend to like to criticize. So when you do marketing, most of the time you get complaints. This one email generated an unbelievable amount of positivity. People were saying, I didn't know that about Best Western. Wow, Best Western, thank you for everything you did. I'm going to book Best Western from now on. This is my favorite Best Western. I'm going to go away with my family and we're going to stay at Best Western, keep up the great work, Best Western. It had a huge response. Take that example yourself, use it, share it, engage your database with everything that you've been doing. And on the right-hand side, that yellow line is around supporting local businesses. So it says, if you can't read it, so thank you for being a Best Western guest. Your bookings support small, independent, family-run businesses across Great Britain. We're ramping up that local business line. That is going to be used across all our email comms going out. In our triggered emails, we're going to say, thank you for booking a Best Western. Your booking support small, independent, family-run businesses across Great Britain. We're going to ramp that message up. Google's telling us that's what people want, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Again, it's yours. Take it, do it, own it, explore it, and see where it takes you as well. So that's an additional part of this brand direction and brand identity that we're going in. It all starts with this, though. This is a very internal slide that my team have seen and probably very, very bored of seeing it, but it starts with that unapologetic brand identity. I need to thank Katie Aikenley for giving me that word, unapologetic, because it beautifully describes what Best Western should be. We shouldn't be apologising for being Best Western. The last 12 months have been incredible for us as a brand. We are now pushing forward. We are continuing to step up and step forward, and we should be unapologetic about who we are and who we compare ourselves against. That unapologetic brand identity is going to drive amazing content that customers love. So think about the explore, the escape, and the treat. That's going to be marketing that makes money for us, for you. I want you to make money out of this as well. And then it's going to drive brands to our hotels to our brands. Because, if you're an independent hotel, you want to be where everything is. And Best Western is the best home for you. So it's going to be a brand that hotels flock to, and we're going to make Mark Stanley supremely busy. But it starts with the unapologetic brand identity. It looks like this. It's really very simple, very visual, playful, fun, slightly confrontational, but in a way that we can explain ourselves because we have that springboard, we have the Hotels with More. We can compare ourselves against other hotel brands and say, why would you choose a boring, bland, cookie cutter hotel when you can have this? So these are my actions And I'm running out of time. I'm really sorry. I'm taking up too much of your time. I'll whiz through this. My actions from now after this is I'll send you the presentation. I am recording it for Scott particularly. I'll send you the playbook tomorrow in the recovery comms. Read it, have a look through it, share it with your team, please. Any questions? I'm always around. Absolutely. Always around to help. Any questions, buzz them over. I'm here to help you. We're going to aim to launch Hotels with More probably 2 weeks before the 17th of May when things start to open up in England, but we will be very tactical about that. We will react to the opportunity. So we might decide we're going to launch it earlier. So keep looking at the WhatsApp group and the recovery comms for updates about the rollout, and get ready, get thinking, start exploring what your more is. Bombard me with what you think your mores are. Your actions, please share this with your hotel, sales, marketing, media teams. Think about your more, as we said. Please start thinking about taking those videos. They're so important to take the videos at the moment. Remember landscape, please. At the moment it's quite sunny. Capture the sunshine, capture the smiles, capture people coming back into your hotels. This fanfare of alfresco dining, if you're doing it, share with me. If you have great footage or drone footage of your hotels from previously, again, put it over. I'll create a folder in which we can put all this stuff in. Get ready to start using the hashtag Hotels with More. Not right now, but get ready to start thinking about how you're going to use that in your social posts, and always tagging us in as well, because then we can track the reach of the posts and the engagement as well, and use those escape, explore and treat trends to build out your own content plans. And if anybody needs any help, I'm here. I'm not leaving any hotel behind in this. If you want any help at all with this, even if it's about the explore, escape and treat things, get in touch. I'm always here to help. So I'll just leave you with this. This is, some of the greatest scientific minds in the world came up with this. This is just a slide that we use in our team when we get together on a weekly basis. Best Western to me has always been top right, off the chart. Sometimes we just, we might not have been visible, but everything that you've done over the last 12 months has increased our exposure, increased our visibility. People are aware of Best Western now, and they're aware of us in different places than we've ever reached before. It's time that we really stood up. We were visible, we were vocal, and we were unapologetically Best Western. So that's the end of the presentation. Hopefully that's a very quick whistle-stop tour of everything that we're planning to do. It's a rebrand in terms of our energy, enthusiasm, opportunity, and I really hope you get behind it in the same way that we did before with Hotels with Personality, and really own that Hotels with More, who we are and how we can create that chasm between other brands and Best Western. So thank you. If there are any questions, I will try and work out how to use the chat. There's a few questions here. Thank you, Ronnie. Nice to see your passion come through in the presentation. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know me, I'm very passionate about Best Western, so hopefully that will come across in everything that we're trying to do. There aren't any questions at the moment. We'll wait a little bit longer. No. Okay. I know time is super precious to you today. If you're opening up, have an amazing time. We'll start welcoming our guests back soon. The next steps on this is I'll share the playbook in the comms tomorrow, and I'll keep updating you. But you've got my email address, andrew.denton@bestwestern.co.uk. Share this presentation with your team, and hopefully we will all get on board and we'll make this happen. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.